Next story ran in the last newscast, but that was Christmas Eve, so we're running it again. It could be good news for Somerville residents looking for good jobs. A local hire and training agreement is being crafted between the MBTA, the cities of Somerville, Cambridge, and Medford, community groups, and the Massachusetts Department of Transportation.
So here is where the future Union Square T station of the Green Line is going to be. This is all the area that the MBTA, Mass DOT, and the city is going to be developing. So we were like, here is going to be an investment of $1.4 billion. So how we can make sure some of that money stay in their community, in our community here in Somerville, and provide opportunity for our residents to have access to those jobs.
The Green Line extension construction has already started and will take at least 5 years. The Somerville Community Corporation and Jobs for Somerville are working on an agreement with the MBTA that would assure Somerville residents get some of those construction jobs.
We want to make sure this project, the Green Line extension, provide opportunities for local communities, minorities, people of color, and women.
The Mass Department of Transportation and the MBTA both say they agree with the idea of assuring construction benefits local businesses and also local workers. Dr. Beverly Scott is the MBTA's general manager.
There have to be ways that we can in fact wind up being able so that where we're actually making the investments, in many instances where citizens are going to wind up experiencing the most in terms of disruption, that we can really wind up saying, why does it matter to me? There is no reason why we should not be, in every instance, trying to see how we can wind up not only spending these dollars to make great transportation investments, but at the same time doing everything that we can to stimulate both job opportunities as well as overall economic business opportunities for communities and businesses and people that live within the Commonwealth.
MassDOT, the MBTA, and the Somerville Group sent a delegation to Denver recently in order to learn from a similar project called Workforce Initiative Now. There are differences in what the Somerville Groups want and what the MBTA can approve, according to Dr. Scott.
I'll be very candid with you. It's not an easy thing to do because I don't want to get into all but these projects are either federally assisted. They all have a very competitive, and it's right. I mean, they all have a public procurement competitive base to them. I know that if it's going to have our imprimatur and on our project, at the end of the day, we're going to have to stand to make sure that everything that would wind up happening with such a project would wind up meeting the strictures of what we have to do from a compliance perspective. And it's going to take a lot of partners, okay? Can't do it without the community partners. Quite candidly, it's going to wind up taking apprenticeships and organized labor. Is that we're very, very looking to be a very strong partner at the table. The other is on the educational and people who do organizations that really do workforce training. The point is to really try to make sure that at the end of the day that we have actually been able to help to create and foment real long-sustaining, life-sustaining, what wind up being real opportunities for people in terms of employment.
There are still a number of details to be worked out, like who will control the project. The Somerville Groups also would like guaranteed percentages for local job seekers.
If we review the history of transportation project in Massachusetts, we have the Big Dig or the Central Artery being one, the extension of the Red Line that, like if we review the history, what happened in Davis Square was gentrification. People got displaced, and that is what we are worried that is going to happen in the corridor where the Green Line extension is going to be. So to make sure people have the opportunity to stay in the community, we want to create some space for them to have access to those jobs.
What our intention is at this point is that now we kind of got a whole bunch of information together. Certainly, our partners with the Jobs for Somerville have been working on this with us, and I know it gets a little frustrating sometimes because it's like we want to get from giddy up to whoa, okay? And we also want to get from giddy up to whoa, but we also want to make sure we get from giddy up to whoa in a way that meets federal muster as well, okay? And so what we've done is that we've committed that I'm hopeful that we will in fact be able to have a good template of an MOU that we'll have completed, at least a good draft in January.
The MBTA, community groups, labor, and others still have a ways to go before they finalize their agreement. But already, the program is shaping up to be one that will benefit Somerville's residents. Just how many jobs are we talking about? That and other details still need to be worked out. We'll keep an eye on this in the months to come. Reporting for Somerville Neighborhood News, I'm Jane Regan.